Hello Channel NITT viewers, welcome to another episode on Channel NITT. Today Yuki and I will be talking about social distance.
Hi.
So during this COVID-19 period, a lot of people are talking about social distancing, and a lot of researchers are quite unhappy about using this term social distancing because there is already an existing term in psychology and sociology and social work, and that's called social distance. So a lot of the viewers here will not understand what social distance actually means. So we will do a very quick one to give you an understanding of what social distance is. So before we start, what do you think social distance is? I think you haven't learned before, right?
No, I have not. So as in like social distance in psychology.
No, from a lay person, let's say if you're supposed to guess what social distance in psychology is supposed to mean.
Okay, I would guess it's something like it's like a run-off from social identity, I guess.
Okay.
In a certain way, it's like when you no longer identify this person, and then you kind of have a distance between this person. You create this distance between this person or group that you no longer identify with. I'm guessing.
Okay, yeah, it's quite close. So it's actually the distance between groups in society. So in society, there are a lot of different groups, right? So the groups are based on social class, could be based on religion, could be based on ethnicity. So the concept of social distance is basically just to talk about how close do you feel to each of these groups that you identify with and don't identify with. So you create this in-group and out-group.
Oh, okay.
Two people can be actually talking to each other, but they don't feel close to each other. So we are just colleagues, for example.
Okay.
So then there is a social distance between these two individuals. So how do psychologists actually measure social distance? This is actually very simple. They get the correspondent or the respondent, the respondent to measure using a questionnaire how much this person would like to be neighbors, a fellow worker, or even a marriage partner with people from another group. So for example, let's say I ask you, how far would you accept a HIV infected patient or person to be your neighbor? Upon 10.
10.
10 upon 10
being okay, right? Yeah,
yes.
10.
So what about a person from another religion?
10.
Also 10, right? So this is how psychologists will actually use. They will ask people from different backgrounds how far they are going to accept another person from another social group or within their own social group. So to make a comparison, from there we actually will get to see the social distance between groups. You get the gist?
Yes.
It's actually very simple, right? So in this case, we are generally talking about something that is very between groups, but you can also use this to talk about distances between individuals. So for example, just now you said that you 10 upon 10 for different religion and 10 upon 10 for a person suffering from HIV, right? So let's say I now ask you, so how far would you mind Donald Trump being your neighbor?
1.
Marriage partner?
0.
Yeah, so now you see it could also apply to individuals. So when we are talking about that, we are actually measuring our distance, perceived social distance between us and another known individual. So that will also works for social distance. So long ago, when in the past, right, social distance is quite different from physical distance, right? You can be very just sitting next, but you don't feel close at all. So in the past, social distances is very limited because of interaction. So because of interaction, we feel close to each other. But nowadays, because of the rise of television, the rise of internet, the social distance between groups are actually narrowing down. You can understand how it works, right?
Somewhat, yeah.
Because when you see your favorite artist on the screen or here, you feel socially closer to them already because you can see them. It's in front of you on the screen. Yes.
In some way, like internet and social media creates that false sense of perception where you think you are closer with another person.
You can also think of it that way, but it's actually bringing people closer together. You and another person living far away, your loved one who is maybe you're on a long distance relationship. So the social distance can actually narrow because of the rise of all these different technological gadgets. So we hope you have actually learned something from this very, very short video. We're doing very condensed video, right? And do subscribe to us so that we can provide you with more up-to-date information. We provide you with more psychological information on concept. This is bad. So do subscribe to us so that we can actually grow as a community, and then you can actually get more bite-sized knowledge on concepts that are very relevant to the human being. And we will see you again in our next episode very soon. Bye bye!